Namaste, and welcome to the BAPS Akshardham Spotlight. I'm your host, Jamin Brahmbhatt, and tonight we commence our weekly feature dedicated to the Festival of Inspirations, organized under the auspices of the Akshardham Mahotsav here at Swaminarayan Akshardham in Robbinsville, New Jersey. The Festival of Inspirations is a vibrant celebration that highlights the rich tapestry of art, architecture, diversity, values, and culture of Hinduism. From meaningful rituals to soul-stirring programs, the festival will explore the values that Akshardham will forever embody. In tonight's Spotlight, we will be highlighting what's happening on the grounds of the festival, from volunteer stories to kids' activities to inspirational moments to sneak peeks into the Akshardham complex itself. So let's get started with this week's Spotlight. In our first segment, we will go in-depth and explore a part of the magnificent Akshardham campus. Every detail, every stone, every corner of this extraordinary site has a story, a deeper meaning and purpose. What better place to start this journey than with what visitors will see first when entering the campus grounds, the breathtaking Nikanth Plaza, a beacon of inspiration that warmly greets all who visit. Let's now turn to our guide, Mrs. Chaitali Mamdar, who will take us on an in-depth journey through Nikanth Plaza.
We start our journey through the BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham here in Robbinsville, New Jersey at the Nikanth Plaza, where a 49 feet tall image of Bhagwan Swaminarayan stands in a yogic posture. Bhagwan Swaminarayan was the founder of the Swaminarayan Hindu tradition and was known as Nikanth Varni during his teenage years. His calm and undisturbed pose, engaged in a deep yogic prayer, symbolizes spiritual focus and discipline, echoing his journey through which he fostered compassion, empathy, and service in the hearts of all. This sacred image of Nikanth Varni takes us back to a 7-year, 8,000-mile journey through the length and breadth of India, through mountains and rivers and villages and cities. His was a journey of exploration and inspiration, born out of a deep desire for the betterment of all. Nikanth Varni enacted numerous reforms that sought to uplift society, sowing the seeds of the Swaminarayan Sampradaya as we know it today. His teachings were not just enlightening to one on the path of spirituality, but a reminder to society about the indispensable values of equality, inclusivity, and compassion. All of the activities BAPS performs globally today are grounded in these values and principles that Bhagwan Swaminarayan inspired in the 18th century. Made of copper alloy, this image is unique and truly one of its kind, in that it is the only consecrated image in BAPS where Hindu rituals of Aarti and Kal, or the offering of food, are performed twice a day under the open sky. You can experience and participate in both of these rituals during your visit to Akshardham. Beyond the sacred image, the plaza holds other symbolic treasures. A map of India marks the path Nikanth Varni traveled during his epic 7-year journey. There are representations of the rivers and bodies of water he crossed. 10 canopies made of Agra red sandstone provide tranquil spaces for reflection and clearing your mind before making your way to Akshardham. The 14 stone plaques around the plaza speak to the messages and values Nikanth Varni inspired during his travels. The Nikanth Plaza isn't just a location, it's an experience. It's a journey into history, into faith, into the heart of the Swaminarayan ethos. It's a location you can spend hours at, mesmerized by its size and significance to the Akshardham campus and the Swaminarayan community. It is also a great place to pause and capture a picture with your family and friends during a visit to the Akshardham campus. As we conclude our visit to the Nikanth Plaza today, we are left with a sense of peace and profound reverence. Yet, our exploration of the Akshardham campus is far from finished. There is so much more to be inspired by in this extraordinary location. So until the next step in our journey, hold on to that tranquility and inspiration that the Nikanth Plaza gives us. We will soon continue our journey together here at Swaminarayan Akshardham.
Nikanth Plaza, breathtaking, isn't it? Now, moving on to our next segment, we will go right into the heart of the Festival of Inspiration programs. Each week, theme programs serve as a melting pot of spirituality, connection, and shared experience. Whether it's a deeper understanding of spiritual texts, a celebration of our cultural heritage, a highlight on core values, these programs create an environment that truly embodies the words of His Holiness Pramukh Swami Maharaj, "In the joy of others lies our own." So let's dive in and discover together the highlights of this week's programs and events, which offer a blend of spirituality and community bonding at the Akshardham Mahotsav Festival of Inspirations.
અક્ષર પુરુષોત્તમ મહારાજ સાથે પરમ પૂજ્ય મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજની પધરામણી થઈ રહી છે, એટલે આનંદ આનંદ આનંદ, ઉત્સાહ 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 છે. પરમ પૂજ્ય ઈશ્વરચરણ સ્વામીજી એ અક્ષર પુરુષોત્તમ મહારાજનું સ્વાગત કરશે, પૂજન કરશે, આપનું સ્વાગત અને પૂજન કરશે અને આપને અક્ષર પુરુષોત્તમ મહારાજ સાથે આ પરિસરમાં વધાવશે.
હરે કૃષ્ણ મહારાજ સદાને માટે સ્મરણીય, સદાને માટે લોકોને માટે સ્મૃતિદાયક બની રહે એના માટે અહીંયા સુંદર છત્રી કરવામાં આવી છે. કારણ કે અહીંયા જ પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજ પ્રથમ વખત પધાર્યા હતા. સ્વામિનારાયણ ભગવાનના ચરણારવિંદ સ્થાપિત કરવાના છે. યુગો સુધી મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજ અહીં પધાર્યા હતા, પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજ પધાર્યા હતા. ढोल ढमक्या शरणाई वागी, छलकी रहा अमृत ना कुंभ, थनक थनक थई किन्नर नाची, नमन करे देवो ना वृंद, नमन करे देवो ना वृंद. ढोल ढमक्या शरणाई वागी, छलकी रहा अमृत ना कुंभ, थनक थनक थई किन्नर नाचे, नमन करे देवो ना वृंद, नमन करे देवो ना वृंद. स्वागत करिए आओ रे प्रमुख स्वामी ना वारसदार, स्वागत करिए आओ रे योगी जी ना गुण भंडार. सोनल अवसर आंगणिए, सोनल अवसर आंगणिए, सोनल अवसर आंगणिए, सोनल अवसर आंगणिए.
મહોત્સવનો આજે પ્રારંભનો દિવસ છે અને આપ સૌ આટલી મોટી સંખ્યાની અંદર દૂર દૂરથી પધાર્યા છો. એક ખૂબ જ આનંદ અને ગૌરવની વાત છે.
So places also inspire people to live a life of morality and a life of spirituality. But most importantly, maximum inspirations can be had by people who are morally and spiritual upright people, and those people ideally are called sadhus. They are the true sadhus, they are the true swamis. Fortunately, we have gathered here to welcome Param Puja Mahant Swami Maharaj, who is an inspirer of the Festival of Inspirations. And even before Mahant Swami Maharaj, if you think about the Ishtadev of Mahant Swami Maharaj, that's Bhagavan Swaminarayan. If you think about the gurus of Mahant Swami Maharaj, they are Yogiji Maharaj and Pramukh Swami Maharaj. Hundreds of thousands of people who have come into their contact have changed their lives. They have become morally upright people, spiritually upright people.
હું તો ઇન્ડિયામાં પણ આ જ્યોતિષીનું ભણીને લોકોના જોશ જોવાનું કરતો હતો ને, વળી પાછો અહીં આવીને પણ આ ટેરોટ કાર્ડ રીડિંગનું શીખ્યો છે. હું શું કહું છું, આ મારા પણ કોઈ પ્રશ્નનો અસરકારક ઉપાય બતાવ ને.
તો ચાલ એક કામ કરીએ, હા, એક પ્રયત્ન કરીએ.
હા હા
હા, આ લે, આમાંથી ઉઠાઈ લે કિસ્મતનું કાર્ડ.
એમ? આ લે.
તો ભાઈ ચતુર,
શું છે એમાં?
આ કાર્ડનું કેવું એમ છે કે તારે કોઈ સાચા સાધુની નિશ્રામાં જવું.
હે?
ત્યાંથી તને સાચી પ્રેરણા મળશે.
પેલા ભલા માણા પણ હવે આ વિદેશમાં સાચા સાધુ ક્યાંથી મળશે જે મને સાચી પ્રેરણા આપશે?
આપણે જોઈએ તો મહારાજે પણ ખૂબ સમય આ ઉત્સવ કરાવ્યા, અને મહારાજે કહ્યું કે આ ઉત્સવ સમય અમે કરાવીએ છીએ એની પાછળનો એક જ હેતુ છે કે ઉત્સવ સમયાની અંદર આપણને હજારો સંતો હરિભક્તોના દર્શન થાય, શ્રીજી મહારાજના દર્શન થાય, અને એની સ્મૃતિ જો અંતકાળે પણ આપણને આવે તો આ જીવનું કલ્યાણ થઈ જાય છે, એવા આશીર્વાદ શ્રીજી મહારાજે વચનામૃતમાં આપ્યા.
आज शुभ दिन आयो धरा पर आनंद चहुर छाया, गुरु जी प्रमुख स्वामी के रूप में स्वरूप हरि का पाया, रे नाचो गाओ सब भक्तों तुम आज. पधारो हरि कृष्ण महाराज, पधारो प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज, पधारो महंत स्वामी महाराज, पधारो भक्तों के शिरताज. आज शुभ दिन आयो धरा पर आनंद चहुर छाया, गुरु जी प्रमुख स्वामी के रूप में स्वरूप हरि का पाया, रे नाचो गाओ सब भक्तों तुम आज. पधारो हरि कृष्ण महाराज, पधारो प्रमुख स्वामी महाराज, पधारो महंत स्वामी महाराज, पधारो भक्तों के शिरताज.
પરમ પૂજ્ય મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજને પ્રાર્થના કરીએ કે તેઓ અક્ષર પુરુષોત્તમ મહારાજ સમક્ષ દીપ પ્રગટાવીને આજના મહોત્સવનો શુભારંભ કરે.
સૌને પ્રેરણા આપતું રહેશે, કેમ કે સાચું છે. મૂળ આ બધું દેખાવ નથી, બધાએ પ્રાણ રેડ્યા છે પોતાના, એટલે એ તો જે ઊંડા ઉતરે ત્યારે ખબર પડે કે આ શું, આ અક્ષરધામ પાછળ શું છે. અક્ષરધામનો આ ઉત્સવ આપણી મહત્તા વધારવા નથી, પ્રસિદ્ધિ મેળવવા માટે પણ નથી. આ ઉત્સવ સૌને મૂલ્યોની પ્રેરણા મળે તે માટે છે.
Culture, art, music, food, and classic rituals and traditions. As we take in everything that this Utsav has to offer, we discover that it holds a much more profound significance, as did many festivals dating back to the time of Bhagwan Swaminarayan. Festivals served as platforms where communities could unite and experience a level of personal and collective growth.
And nearly every character in the Ramayana are true embodiments of virtues and values. Despite the highs and lows, the trials and tribulations that they go through, their values, family unity, integrity, speaking the truth, is what gave their lives stability and happiness. In the Kathopanishad, Nachiketa demonstrates an unwavering desire for knowledge and righteousness. There's a small incident described in the 7th chapter of the Chandogya Upanishad that I want to share. In it, the great sage Naraji finds the Guru Sanat Sujat Rishi and explains to him he's sad and frustrated. Now, this is the same Naraji that could travel anywhere around the world instantly. The same Naraji that is famous throughout the world. The same Naraji that is respected and revered by everyone. What this proves is that no matter how much fame, power, or unlimited vacations you can get, you still could be sad and frustrated. So the Guru wanted to understand what is the root of this problem and asked Naraji to share what he knows. Naraji gives a list of 20 different topics in which he's an expert, a PhD level expert. But despite all of this vast knowledge, he just still is hopeless. That is when the Guru gives an important lesson. He tells Naraji, you only know the words among many things, but you have not imbibed the true values themselves. Only when you accept the values that are necessary in life will you find peace.
કે આપણી સમાજની વચ્ચે એવા મહાન સંતો આવે છે અને મહાન સંતો આપણા જીવનનું ઘડતર કરે છે. અને ઘડતર કહીને સૌથી પહેલી આપણને એ જે શિક્ષા દીક્ષા આપે છે એ મોરાલિટીની આપે છે. વોટ ઇઝ મોરાલિટી? મોરાલિટી એની વ્યાખ્યા ડેફિનેશન્સ ઘણી બધી છે. બટ ઇટ ઇઝ ધર્મો હિ તેષામ અધિકો વિશેષઃ ધર્મેણ હીના પશુભીર નરાણમ. પરમ પૂજ્ય પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજ આ શ્લોક બાળ યુવા મહિલા વગેરે જે સત્સંગ પ્રવૃત્તિઓ છે એ પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજને મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજની પ્રેરણાથી આખા વિશ્વમાં એવા લાખો મૂલ્યવાન નાગરિકો તૈયાર કરવાની એક જબરદસ્ત ફેક્ટરી છે.
આપણી સંસ્કૃતિ, આપણો ધર્મ અને આપણા મૂલ્યો એ સમાજની અંદર ખાસ કરીને બાળકો, કિશોરો, યુવાનો, બાલિકાઓ, કિશોરીઓ, યુવતીઓ એ બધાની અંદર સારી રીતે ટકી રહે એને માટેનું આયોજન છે. આજે આપણે જોઈએ તો આપણા દેશની અંદર, ભારતની અંદર પણ હજારો મંદિરો છે અને એ મંદિરો દ્વારા જ આપણી સંસ્કૃતિ, આપણો ધર્મ, આપણી શ્રદ્ધા, ભગવાનમાં વિશ્વાસ એ ટકી રહ્યા છે. પૂજ્ય પ્રમુખ સ્વામી મહારાજે, પૂજ્ય મહંત સ્વામી મહારાજે એટલા માટે જ આ અમેરિકાની આવી વિશાળ ભૂમિ ઉપર અને આ રીતે અક્ષરધામ નિર્માણનો સંકલ્પ કર્યો અને એમના સંકલ્પથી હવે ટૂંક સમયમાં એનું ઉદ્ઘાટન થશે.
જો પતંગ હોય, આજે પતંગની દિવસ પતંગ એ માઇલો જતી રહે, પણ દોરી તમારા હાથમાં હોય તો જરાય વાંધો ના આવે. અને દોરી કટ થઈ ગઈ અને એ મોટો પતંગડો હોય મોટો 20 ફૂટ બાય 20 એવું પણ તો દોરી કટ થઈ ગઈ તો ગમે એટલા આંચકા મારો તો એક દોરો ખસે નહીં તો દોરી તમારા હાથમાં એટલે ભગવાન આજ્ઞારૂપી દોરી જે આપણને હોય તો તમને કનેક્શન દે ભગવાન સાથે.
A lot has happened in just a few days here at the festival, and more is yet to come. The true magic of this festival lies in the attendees, whose personal stories, experiences, and insights breathe life into the festival. Let's listen in to what they have to share about their experiences here at the festival in our next segment titled The Voice of the Attendee. It is these stories that make our festival unique and memorable.
Honestly, I was overwhelmed. I knew from the beginning that it was 49 feet tall, but seeing that in person made me realize that it's a larger than life figure. But in some senses, it kind of just reminded me about what Bhagavan Swaminarayan and Pramukh Swami Maharaj and Mahant Swami Maharaj have been about in terms of bringing these larger than life messages of ahimsa, non-violence, harmony, samsuradha and ekta, and bringing those messages and making them accessible to the everyday youth like myself who grew up here and wouldn't have had any exposure if it wasn't for my gurus. It's important that we celebrate these yagnas because it goes back and pays homage to what Bhagavan Swaminarayan started 200 years ago by reintroducing the concept of a ahimsa, animal-free yagna. So I think it's important to sort of go back and pay homage to our roots, but practice these rituals in a modern setting, because if it wasn't for the Akshardham Mandir, I don't think I would have had any exposure to a yagna or anything of the sort.
It was nice, small, very coordinated and detailed for all the ages, as well as easy to understand and follow.
Today's theme was forgiveness, and really when they were talking about the earthquake in Bhuj, and like Mahant Swami Maharaj, there was a prasang or a story that was said from that time where not only did he lose a saint or a Swami of his own, but also a volunteer. And it could have totally been avoided, but the way that he moved forward, or Pramukh Swami Maharaj gave Mahant Swami Maharaj that inspiration, or both of our gurus gave that inspiration to move forward from that incident and to continue to serve, I think that was very inspirational to our lives.
My favorite part was the talent show and how it was used to express everyone's bhakti through instruments and dances and so many different other things.
Today's theme relates to my life because basically it's a good way of practice to imbibe in your daily life, to forgive and forget people, whether it's your family or friends or work. The best part of the program was when the speech by one of the dignitaries, Sanjay Bhai, but I felt like he was speaking from heart when he was remembering Pramukh Swami Maharaj, and then how he resonated in his life, and then how he imbibed his values in his daily practice.
The school skit was one of the best, and also the later which Bapa wrote for the Kishores was phenomenal. It relates to my life on a day-to-day basis, wherein at work I have a team of around 12 people to direct me, and in that case every day there is some sort of pressure, some sort of conflicts. But when I remember my guru and my guru's the way he has lived, always forgiving people. So whenever such circumstances occur, I always relate that instance to if my guru is here, how he will react.
I use forgiveness in my life anytime where I'm having struggles with other people. So I just learn to forgive and forget through my guru.
There was a portion where it was a prasang where a group of balaks fell asleep in their past in front of Mahant Swami Maharaj when he was doing a sabha. And so in the prasang today, they came back and they apologized to him, saying that, Bapa, at the time you apologized to us, but we're so sorry. We should have been apologizing to you. We're so sorry for how that happened, and we didn't mean to fall asleep. Please forgive us. And they kind of brought back the material from that original sabha. So I just think that was great how they not only did our guru apologize to them, but then the then Balaks, now Yuvaks, they took it a step forward and they went back and apologized and revisited that whole sabha. This morning I sat in the Expressions of Bhakti. It was a talent show and I thought it was amazing. I think it's so great how so many people of different backgrounds, they were able to find so many unique outlets to express their bhakti. And I love that program.
Morning 4 a.m. till evening 11 p.m. I would say, even midnight. The volunteers, they are tirelessly just giving their seva, and it is just one theme or one goal to please our Guru Mahant Swami Maharaj.
Now let's change our lens and bring in a dash of youthful energy and innocence. Our next segment, the Kids BAPS Newscast, offers a unique perspective on the Akshardham Mahotsav and the Festival of Inspirations through the eyes of our youngest attendees. These young minds do more than just attend the festival. They absorb, they interact, they laugh, and form their own interpretations of the events and their significance. And today, they'll share that unique perspective with us. So let's now hear from our junior correspondent and have them take the lead. Over to you, young friend.
Hello everyone, my name is Nuja Brahma and welcome to the BAPS Kids Newscast. It's my turn to show you all the fun things that happened this week during the Festival of Inspirations here in Robbinsville, New Jersey. First, let's talk about the programs. We heard inspirational stories, listened to devotional music, and even got to see over 100 volunteers on stage dancing at the same time in celebration of the start of the festival. All this in front of Mahant Swami Maharaj. And did I mention the delicious food and snacks? They were so yummy. I can't wait for next week's program and food. Now, moving on to the talent stage. This is where kids from all across North America get to show their talents, from singing, dancing, to playing musical instruments, and even some magic tricks. Our friends put on an amazing show. But I bet next week's talent stage is going to be even more exciting. We can't wait to highlight what we see next week on the BAPS Kids Newscast. When you come for Akshardham Mahotsav, there are so many exciting things to see and do. For the Festival of Inspirations, there's an exhibit called Akshardham Inspires. My friends and I recently took a visit to the Inspires tent, and this is what we saw.
Where do you want to go?
Should we go to Shayona?
The Nikanth Plaza? Wait, I know, let's go to the Akshardham experience.
Look, there it is.
It's a tour bus.
That one says heritage. This one says faith. That's knowledge. Beauty, austerity, patience, tranquility, strength, sincerity. Okay, so the completion of North America Akshardham will be celebrated throughout the world. Rogue Swami has said this in October 2012. We love Akshardham! There are so many amazing places to see and learn from here at Akshardham. When you come here, you might have some questions. Did you know we have a BAPS social media where common questions about Hinduism and Mandir are answered? If you haven't subscribed or followed these pages, you definitely should. Have you ever wondered why Hindus do pray to murtis? Here's how that question was recently answered on the BAPS Instagram page. Check it out.
Have you ever wondered why Hindus pray to images of God? Well, think about how much you love your mom, dad, and grandparents. Even when they are far away, we look at their photos to remember their love and feel their presence. Hindus do the same thing, but with their deities. In Hinduism, we believe there is one supreme God, but that God has many different forms. So we have many different images, or murtis, in our temples. We pray to these murtis and feel a special connection to God through them.
Well, that's what's news for me today. Don't forget to tune in next week for more fun stories from the Festival of Inspirations and the Talent Stage and more. Until next time, stay curious and keep having fun. Thanks for watching the week's BAPS Kids Newscast.
What a journey seeing the world through the eyes of our young participants. Their bright-eyed wonder and unique perspectives truly adds a whole new level of warmth and color to our Festival of Inspirations. Our next segment, BAPS in the Community, uncovers the impactful work in the community being undertaken by BAPS and its devoted volunteers. A major community service event launched during the Festival of Inspirations is the BAPS Charities Blood Drive, where a goal of collecting 6,000 pints of blood to help save 18,000 lives has been started. Let's now take a look at the recent inauguration of this community effort by the Mayor of Robbinsville Township, David Freed, local officials, and our very own BAPS Charities volunteers.
This is probably going to be the largest blood drive, definitely in Mercer County and maybe across the state of New Jersey. And the fact that we were able to bring together 3 organizations and have enough volunteers to be able to sustain 3 organizations to work together, it's truly unbelievable and something that I don't think any of us have ever seen, and probably the first time that these agencies have ever even had the opportunity to work together. So the scale of this operation is truly unique, and it's just exciting to be part of it. You know, and I think so this is something that BAPS has done really, really well, to be able to inspire their youth and also their community to come out and volunteer. Well, these blood drives are so important because they save lives, and we're always short on blood. And it's so hard to get volunteers who are willing to come together and to donate blood. So the fact that people are willing to come and are willing to donate and are willing to do this is incredible. And you know, our blood drives, you know, never are as successful as we'd like to be, and this one's probably going to exceed everyone's wildest expectations, and that's really what we need more of. And I hope this starts to become something that we do more and more often, and it's definitely so important for the community, and more importantly, to help others. And you know, the fact that they're willing to help the community at large is incredible. And we've had so many experiences here in Robbinsville with BAPS coming together and helping us in times of need and helping our neighbors. So this is something that I hope continues, and I'm glad that it's here to set an example for our youth and for the next generation, who I think really, really need this more than ever in their lives. I'm really grateful for the BAPS to be always thinking outside the box and to be willing to work with our community and to always be thinking what they can do for others. And I think that's something very, very important. The selfless mission that they have is an inspiration to all of us, and I'm glad that they chose Robbinsville, and we will continue to work with them as well.
We look forward to keeping you updated on the blood drive and other community efforts held during the Festival of Inspirations here on our Spotlight. These community efforts would not be possible without the tireless dedication of our volunteers. Each one of them forms a crucial piece of the puzzle, working selflessly to turn a shared vision of selfless service into a reality. As we transition into our next segment, Voice of the Volunteer, we get the opportunity to hear from some of these many inspiring individuals and hear about their shared experiences, motivations, and the lessons they've gathered along the journey. Let's now take a moment and hear from the voice of the landscaping team of volunteers here at the Festival of Inspirations.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
How's your day been?
Pretty good so far. How's yours?
Good, good. So what did you do today?
Yesterday we got in a new group of volunteers. So today we organized them into different departments and helped figure out where they were going to go, what they needed to do, get them the right equipment, and then we've gotten them into the various things that they have to do.
So tell me about one of the departments that you're leading.
One of the departments I'm leading is landscaping. What we do is every day in the back in the garden, we pick flowers. Those flowers are then given to another department to make a garland for the murtis. And then after that, the team comes out into the bigger area of the campus, goes around, picks dead weeds, cleans up the flowers, picks dead flowers, preps flowers to be planted around the campus and into planters wherever they need to go. They also maintain the flowers, so making sure they're properly watered and are getting the right soil and fertilizer.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about the people that are doing this.
The people that are doing this, a lot of them have no landscaping experience, so when we first meet them, the first thing they say is, I know nothing about landscaping. And it's okay, I was on the same boat. So what they do is we have 2 leads. The leads have learned everything. They've gotten the hang of things, so they teach the volunteers what to do and how to do it. For our volunteers who have a little bit of a green thumb, they've actually been learning a lot, which is what they tell me. And anything they've learned, they're taking home and applying in their daily lives, in their home gardens or wherever they do landscaping outside of here.
So are they all from different age ranges? How do they get along?
Everyone gets along. It's really nice to see that even though they have various backgrounds, various lifestyles, they're all making the effort to get to know each other and become friends. They're all building these lifelong friendships and bonds, learning about each other's stories, learning about the way they live and starting to apply those things in their lives, whether it's learning how to make a simple meal or just like applying some sort of thought process to make their days better when they're having a bad day.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
It is.
So tell me why it's so important to have all of these volunteers here to do the landscaping.
The importance of it is, one, they get to be part of something bigger. A lot of people never thought that they would ever do this, so they were really nervous, but it helps them build their personal confidence, but also gives them an opportunity to remember that they're contributing to something that's going to be here for a very long time.
Awesome. And tell me a little bit about how this enhances the visitor's experience.
So when the visitors first drive in, for a very long time, they just saw construction. But now that landscaping has become a bigger focus in the entire campus, the first thing they start to see as they're entering is a bunch of greenery. They see trees, they see plants, they see flowers, a variety. There's marigolds, lilacs, roses, everything are all spread out throughout the campus, and it's visually appealing because it creates a warm and welcoming environment for everyone.
Anything else you wanted to add?
I've learned a lot from landscaping. I knew nothing, but learning it as much as I have in the past 2 weeks and then looking forward to learning more, I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm looking forward to meeting new people as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Right now we're just gardening, so since some of the flowers are dead from the heat, we're trying to make sure that they're better so we can plant them. I mean, I could be doing anything else on a Friday, but I think this is really exciting. It's really fulfilling to be here and be doing something for other people. And it gives me a sense of purpose to actually be doing this. So our Guru always says, in the joy of others lies our own. And one of his dreams is to make this Akshardham happen. So to actually be able to help fulfill that purpose is in itself something that I find fulfilling. Somebody that's really inspired me on site while I've been here in my 2 weeks, her name is Jalpa Ben. She does all different sorts of sevas. She's helping organize so many different things, but whenever I see her, she always checks up on me, says, how are you doing? How's your health? How are the people you're working with? Is everything okay? And she is literally one of the sweetest, most humble and kind people that I've met, and she has been such an inspiration, even on days when it's been tough or even on days when it's been tiring. I used to garden a little bit when I was younger with my family, but since I left for college, we haven't done much as a family together with gardening since I'm not around. And coming back here and being able to actually do this in a huge team effort has been really amazing to just see. We've been planting them in different patterns. We've been making sure that they're de-weeded. And those are things that I didn't really think about when I was younger as a kid. And now seeing how much care gets put into making sure each flower and each plant is alive and well taken care of, it's really nice to see that. And it's also nice to be able to actually give back to the environment. So there's plants everywhere on this campus, and I love seeing how lively it makes this entire place and how green it makes it, honestly.
Our spotlight into these dedicated volunteers truly provides a glimpse into the heart of BAPS and the spirit of service. And now, in our last segment, we want to share something with you, our audience, something that's truly motivational. The Motivational Minute offers a moment of reflection and contemplation, delivering a dose of wisdom that can serve as a beacon, encouraging us to delve deeper into our understanding and practice of life's profound principles. This week, we have His Holiness Swami Maharaj himself leading us through this segment. So let's find our inner stillness and embrace the wisdom that awaits in this week's Motivational Minute.
The Festival of Inspirations, which is ongoing in Robbinsville, New Jersey, celebrates the universal values that can uplift all of mankind. Values such as faith, morality, harmony, and selfless service. Just as the sun brightens our days, our values, our culture, and our traditions illuminate our lives with love, unity, peace of mind, and happiness. The BAPS Swaminarayan Akshardham in Robbinsville will embody these values and inspire generations to come. It will be a place of community, learning, and self-discovery. May the Festival of Inspiration help you find lasting peace within your heart.
And with that, we find ourselves at the end of this week's spotlight at the Akshardham Mahotsav Festival of Inspirations. As we sign off, the hope is that the insights shared, the stories heard, and the inspiration ignited will carry you forward into the week ahead. Until next week, thank you for tuning in, and we are excited to see you soon on the BAPS Akshardham Spotlight. Namaste and Jai Swaminarayan.